Yeah, so the last page here, the first one, we just started this new tool, and let's open the
Volio.
notes.
Translated from Uzbek.
Yeah, it's funny what languages it decides to translate emotes from. So let's hop down to, let's actually find tools here. So this is the tool that we read a bit about yesterday, and it's installed on the machine we connect to, and including this.
I love your
USB.
emotes. Fix it 42 loves.
Thanks. I should make more of them. I really like the heart one. This one.
Fix It says.
And
Fix it 42 love.
yeah, I haven't really drawn any of them. I have modified them a lot though before I uploaded them. But I started with so let's say that
Happy Video
the
25 says.
like is a AI
Fix it
generated
42
with
loves. Fix it 42 wave.
Where's number of fingers than you would usually expect in a hand, right? That kind of thing.
Fix It says.
Yeah, and those
Fix
are
it
actually
42
twitches,
like.
so, but I like them when they're purple. Yeah, yeah. So I like missed having a like on Twitch, so that's why I added one. So, and also this one, this is an old Microsoft
Fix it
one,
42
Dr.
Descripto.
So this used to be like their scripting stuff used to have this dude all over it. You can Google Dr. Scripto. So long ago, I used to do a lot of scripting. Oh right, my mic's too far away. So you used to do a lot of scripting, IT stuff, you know. And it was popular back then, so I thought I'd make an emote of it. Let's actually start, I guess. So today won't be a very long stream, because I'm going to have to drive my kid to school in a bit. But like 2 hours or something we'll manage at least. So, right, so thinking now as a GUI, like Windows application, you have lots of input, ways to give it input, different fields, file input, arguments, remote resources. So, yeah, and they mentioned that there's libraries that are available for Wave and M3U. And I think this might be where we're actually at. We could throw a program various menu item. The license registration fields are always a good candidate. Right. It talked about certain fields probably not accepting long values like dates and license registration numbers are usually not like 1,000 characters, right? So let's start by creating a very large text payload like 10,000 characters. So they just make it in Python. We're grateful they sniffed out 1,000 A's there, or 10,000. And we can get our text payload with Python. So now we can copy our payload and paste it in bold fields of the registration. Not welded. So we can do this, I assume, on this machine. So let's actually start it. I know it has a timer, that's why I wanted to do it as late as possible. But we will want to test this, right? We don't want to just read about it. We want to test. That's the way to learn things and to explore. I think actually my window's going brighter than my lights. So the clothes are still, they're going, you know? So that was a fifth of my window width. One of them is actually not open, or I have the lights down because it goes too bright. So it started. So let's copy the IP, and let's let's hop over to the IP here. So X3 RDP is very nice since you can just type everything at the command line. And actually, I got suggested to use this Remina on Kali, but it just started this because I got error message that was exactly the same as this from this. So, and the output, like it's totally the same. So I guess it's just a UI interface for this. Anyway, this dynamic resolution makes it, when I rescale the window, it's supposed to stretch, I think. And we didn't really work, so I did the desktop case 150. Yeah, and this was kind of odd, because I don't think this worked on this Windows one, at least. Let's just keep all the stuff I've added so far. One of these old ones you connect to on boxes needed the sardine R, so we'll just keep that in there in case we ever need it again. So it's very nice to just, you know, you type X and then you just hold all of it back. I love history. So here we have it. Let's actually let's there. And let's start at the 32-bit version then. Also, let's see what Windows version we're on here. So this doesn't look like some old XP, right? Let's just see. We're on... Am I blind? Windows 10 Enterprise, right? So this is the same version of Windows. Well, I have Pro on my PC, I think. But it's not an old OS. We have a modern one here, which is very nice when you're supposed to test stuff, and then you go to your computer and you're like, what? It doesn't look the same. Because I'm not running Windows XP, so I want to be able to run the tools and things on a modern machine, right? And if I can't do it because of limitations, then we'll have to, you know, find some way to get around it. So we're supposed to run this one. Last time I actually looked in the start menu. So it's running. We have this thing here. I actually think that this time it was started right from... let's look. What did it say? Let's go back up. Where were we at? Alright, so at the command line we just did the Python thing, and then they pasted it in here, right? Yeah, so let's attach to this. That's what we did last time, but we only did that then. So Alt A, I remember. And then we can just double click this. And we're attached to it. So very nice and easy. I think I'll actually have to pull my window down because I can't see the screen. So halfway. I want some light. Oh, there's also a lot of like trees going red, you know, autumn stuff. Even some leaves have started falling from the trees now. yeah, so let's just get some from Cal here. Let's open a new tab. And let's do some Python. And they did. We can actually copy it. I'm lazy, right? Nah, let's practice. It's better to practice. My Python uses Python 3 by default, so I really don't need to type 3. Let's do 3 anyway. So since we'll have this in history later, so it's always nice to have a nice thing there. And then we'll do just A. So my old programming rules from my first programming teacher is still ingrained in my brain, like do both of these first, then type in the middle, you know. So 10,000. Yeah, I don't want to type 10,000 A's. So thank you for that, Python. Ah, God. A lot of A's. So 4 times I need to scroll to be able to even scroll to the top. So here we're supposed to paste this in both fields there. So let's paste it here and here, and I guess we click OK. Yeah, it says click OK. Registration is not valid. Please try again. So there's a check. Let's actually look at what it says. Now we can copy our payload and paste it in both field of registration and click OK. As we can see, the program does not crash. It just tells us registration is not valid. Try passing other fields that accept a text input using the same as above payload. So I'm thinking also that we can do like, oh my god, I can't select this. I'm not gonna press delete. I can't control A it. So let's click skip. Where else could we possibly type? I'm assuming that we will get more options. So what's that? I don't know what this program does. Here's the register one again. So now we can just click on one of them and just do one here if I want to. No, I can't type? Yeah, of course I can. Not valid. So that's kind of like logical. Whatever. Yeah. Tag edit options. So we could like try and put a lot of text here and see if it crashes, right? It's not a directory, which is kind of good. So what if we have this length of seconds? So let's just, ooh, what happened now?
John Rosemary says.
Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Welcome back. So did we make it crash? So it kind of looks very crashed. No? Yeah, it's just saying this forever, and it doesn't even move. Well, let's look back at the text here. So this is the first time I'm seeing this program, but I think it said paused. First chance exception on. Yeah, we'll just look at this. Try fuzzing other fields that accept text input using the same above payload, meaning 10,000 A's, and see if any of them causes the program to crash. Fuzzing open file. Now let's move to fuzzing the program to open files. Both the files menu and clicking on the encode button seem to accept WAV files, which is among the files that tend to cause overflows. So let's try to fuzz the program with WAV files. Only, I think we crashed it already, so I'll have to restart it. So this one is just attached now. I don't think I can just restart it from in here, can I? So I guess, so we will check the task manager. Oh gosh, I'm like, where's all the information? So that's, I like remember, I forget that it's not. So this is like come on, I want you to open. So it opened another one now. That's not what I wanted. So expand. We'll just open this, right? Yeah. Switch to. So it can't, because it kind of froze. Bring to front. I'm just curious. I could minimize it. We could see it again. But it seems very frozen. So what happened is I clicked this button. I entered this, and I clicked this button and it died.
Willful Windowsill says.
Cheap viewers on. Web link.
Okay. I wonder what special spelling that is that doesn't catch my... Oh, right. Let's fix it at once. So we're going to fix our spam code here. No one clicks that. So I can see that it says cheap viewers with a capital V. So I probably should like not have these case sensitive. But right now I'm more like, let's just fix it quickly, right? So let's just paste here and add a capital V, because that's the difference for this one. So if someone says viewers on, they will get stuck in this thing, and the message will be deleted, but it will already have been read. But at least people can't click the link then, right? Because we don't want people to click these links. There. So also let's actually delete the message. Right. I just have to open the stream. And why can't I see anything here? Alright, I wasn't actually watching the current one. There, let's delete. There, gone. So I don't want anyone to click links. I don't think people will, but you know, just to be safe. Just to be safe. So, they're fixed. So here it wants us to go into file menu, clicking encode button to accept WAV files. So we're going to test a new thing that we haven't done before. Well, I guess this was too. It's just dead, this program, so let's just close it. I'm curious though if I can from here. Since we're attached to it, what if I do stop? Yes, it closed it. Nice. So we didn't have to do it in Task Manager. We can close Task Manager. I just wanted to see if it could see that it was dead or something. So let's run it again. And I guess we'll attach to it again. So Alt-A. And attach to it. And go here. And we go into the File menu. File. Encode. So both the program's File menu and clicking on Encode button. Okay, so we could also click just the Encode here, and then it gets a WAV file, and here WAV to WAV, WAV to MP3. So whatever, WAV is like the thing here, right? It's a comment. So let's click the encode. And we'll have to make our file first. No? Okay, yeah, so it has Python again. I was assuming it would just redirect the output of the previous command, but it makes a file open, which is kind of like an uglier way to me. Why do it all in Python when we're still at the command line? Because they're doing it in PowerShell. But it's still, you can still redirect things. Or whatever. So I keep having these questions. Let's go to our cute little thing. Right, let's actually do it on the machine, because, you know, let's actually, I guess we will use this for not that many minutes, but we can still set the font a bit bigger. See if that's too big. So let's, we're an HTTP student, which is kind of logical, right? So let's see if this will have Python, because it's assuming, I mean, we're supposed to, oh no, the keyboard. So I can't type here. So this is dash. Is it here? Woo, first try. Oh my god, so it's not here. No, you have at there. There, so it's on my A key. So let's do it the same way. Parenthesis, there's also on the wrong place. So there and there then. Oh my. I don't like, we could fix the keyboard. I'm just seeing this as a challenge. So it's not here, it is there. That's just one place away. So sorry, I'm fascinated by having the wrong keyboard here. Times? No. Oh my god, where's the star? Numerical keyboard. Yeah. The numbers are at the right place at least. So then we do common file equals open and parenthesis at the wrong place, and we have a comma in there. The comma's at the right place, and then we have on a, and these are, this is just W for writing, and the file name well, they're calling it fuzz.wave, so we will do that too. So, no, this is not correct. So this is bad. Why did I not see that I did the wrong orientation of the parentheses? And the other one will be there, right? So A times 10,000, file open. So I didn't know print had this, but I might have used it, but I didn't remember it. Now you can set the output. So we could have just redirected this to a file called fuzzwave just as easily, and would have been much less to type, but now we're testing it. So, unexpected end of file. Alright. Let's see, did I mistype anything else? So, we have Python, C print. We have the ending character for that. We have the parentheses. We have the... Oh, there's one too little. Where's open file? Oh, this is supposed to be equals. Okay, right. So I didn't really think. So where is equals? I think I saw it somewhere. Was it here? No? This is so annoying. Oh! There it is. Equals. Okay. So file equals open. So of course it failed. So we can do ls order, ls to ls. And we have our file there with 2 extra characters. So it added I guess we'll type fuzz. Well, the keys didn't move, it's just me. So I guess it's the new line at the end that it added. So now I'm too curious not to do this. So if I were to instead just skip the file bit. Oh, I still need the parenthesis, and that's on my equals. There. And then we redirect this. Where do we have these then? Where do you have the redirection arrows? Oh my god. This is the problem. So I have them here on next to my... Oh, so we have this. Oh, backslash is over there. These are just characters. So let's try the other character. Oh, I found it. There. So not on those, but if you press shift. So this is actually the same as Swedish, but we have semicolon and colon on those two, which is more logical than to have these on the same key. These we have on the same key, only we shift between them. So Swedish keyboard, I like it. Apparently more now. So to test.wave, right? So ls again. We can't lslay. Yeah, look, this changed a lot. It's different. It's much more. I guess that this one will have unicoded the characters. So that's a useful thing to know. So if we were to type test dot wave. We see the same output, but when we just ls, we see the difference of the files. So we have double, a bit more than double the characters. Interesting. So using Python is the more controlled way, because we know what we'll just not get 2 bytes per character by mistake. I don't think it matters though. It might. So, what we're supposed to do with this is to open it, I assume. No, there are much more advanced methods of fuzzing parameters by automatically sending various types of input, fields, and parameters to attempt to crash a program. In our case, we're starting with a basic example of a simple long string. Yeah. Now, while being attached, let's try to open our payload file. So let's do that. So, I think it was in the folder of the user. There it is. Is it me or is it slow? I'm just waiting some kind of reaction. So if I click this PC, will anything happen? No. Oh. So what if I click cancel? So the program crashes from just trying to open it. So maybe we did too much to the poor computer by making one extra file there. Did it really crash? So if I click this and click this, it doesn't open. So arrows, nothing. Yeah, I'll restart it, but it's apparently very buggy. So let's use this way of stopping it. We'll have to reattach. So starting it again, skipping the registration. I don't know if the fact that we're attaching to it makes it more buggy. So all the previous times I double clicked. So what happened now? I just clicked once and it hopped to the middle. So now we can still click it, which is good. It still works after just being started and attached. And we click encode. And we can cancel this. Yes. So I see how it's moving here in the background. So now let's just be as careful as possible. I just clicked here. Yeah, so it froze again. I almost want to do this without attaching now and see if it works, you know, if we stop it, we just run it and skip, we encode, we click here, and now it works. So it's the process that we're attaching to it that makes something change. Will it like pause in some way? But it worked first, and then I clicked here and it didn't work. So this obviously works now. So we just want to go to what did I do last time? I clicked desktop and clicked here, which I don't see on the desktop. So we have fuzz here. So when we open this file without being attached, we actually get this kind of thing. Stopped working. So it crashed there. Let's see if we can do this without making it crash before it's supposed to crash. So let's attach. And I'm clicking very carefully here. And there's also an attach button. I wanted to test this. There. We go back to the program. So when I click in code, stuff will happen. Oh, and also, of course, the mouse over things. This is interesting here, you see? So we click in code. And now we're in the right directory because I went there before. So bigger chance that we can actually make it crash the right way. Exception actual. Oh, look at the 41s. We have the A's here. So it's a buffer overflow. It's all 41s. So how do I see more? Because I assume this is memory and where ASP is pointing. Here we can see a lot of A's, more than it fits. And these are all A. And we can scroll down. I just want to scroll to EIP. It's also 41s. So the instructor pointer telling it to go to the next place is just A. So here we have like one thing we can drag, right? Not a lot of drag there. So I wanted text not to be very tiny. That's why I did 150%, meaning my screen is not that big. Meaning this takes a lot of space too. Let's auto minimize it. So we have a little more space. Come on, you're supposed to minimize away. Bye bye. Okay. Hide the taskbar in desktop. Well, we'll put this one onto. So now it's hidden. If I close this, it hops back on. Whatever. Maybe it's because it has this. If I click, will it turn on Windows Firewall? Yeah, so that's probably why. Right, and here we have also some data. I can't scroll. This is all. I guess it's good that it does ESP plus. So let's see what they say. Oh. So every time I move, my body says, "Oh, you shouldn't move. Too much training to move." I can't. The angle of my hands. I can't do more than this. That's so funny. So Monday, I tried climbing indoors for the first time, and I can feel it. Now, while being attached to, let's try to open the payload. The program may get paused at some points of the debugging due to breakpoints or in 3 instructions, so we can simply click on the run button located in the top bar to continue execution. Yeah, so this might be what happened. I was thinking if it was getting paused, you know. Tip: if we want to skip breaking on the built-in breakpoint, we can select option preferences event and untick everything under break on. So let's look at this. We want to learn the program. That's one of the main goals of this, to learn this tool. So options, preferences, events. Oh, so events is and untick stuff, right? It's all unticked, meaning it shouldn't have paused, right? And I think they've done this on purpose, but I assume that it will actually be enabled by default. Just testing that they're actually not enabled. So once we do so, the program should stop breaking every time we run it, and will only break when we crash it on Overflow. And it didn't pause at the start though, so I guess that was a sign that I was just thinking this crash before might not have been a crash. Once we open the file, we see that the program crashes and the debugger pauses message saying first chance, exception on 41, 41, 41, 41. Message indicates that the program tried to execute the address. In ASCII, this is uppercase A, hex 0x41. So it looks like the program tried to go to address AAA, which means we successfully changed EIP. And as you can see, we indeed overwrote both EBP, EIP. And then the program tried to execute our overwritten EIP address. We can even check the stack on the bottom right. Yeah. To see that our buffer is filled with A's. Right, so I saw this, but I didn't look at this. So can we actually make this bigger? It's not really noticeable, but we can scroll a bit here. So we have, this is older stuff. This is the top. And we can scroll up and see a lot of A's. Yeah, I'm okay with the skewy. So here we have a section that is marked specially pointer to set record 1. So let's see if they mention this. I prefer big text, I think, especially when streaming. Right, you probably can't see this, so sorry. So it looks like this, and we can see the registers up here. And here we can see that EIP is also overwritten. And it's hard to make these bigger though, or rather impossible. I can't change the size. Oh well, there I can make it bigger. So can I like drag this thing up? But there's really no. So if I like drag this down, the other thing will disappear. So because it would be nice to see all the registers. So I can't. Can I pull this up? No. And this one. There, now you can see this too. And I can't change this where it is exactly. I can just like remove it. 5. So I'm curious what they say more. As we can see, we did overwrote. And then we checked here. And here it says pointer to set record. Or SEH. This shows we're controlling the IP, so we may exploit this vulnerability to execute the shellcode we write to memory. In the next section, we will see how we can put specific value in the IP by calculating how far into the stack and changing our payload to reflect that. So that's the next page. Try a fuzzer program with wave files to increment of 1000 bytes. Find the smallest payload size that crashes. Okay. So that's a tiny bit annoying, but we'll do it. So I don't like these just to do them things, you know. So I want to learn something from doing a task, and this is just to do it. It's not really because of any reason. We won't learn more from this, will we? So we will learn what the smallest payload size is, of course, but so let's call this 1, and let's do, oh my god, 1000. Right? And then we do 2, 2000, and 3, 3000, and 4, 4000, 5, 5000. Come on. And I'm going to start with 5000 because it's in the middle of 10,000. And come on, I want the line up, so I can't get the line of this up by doing that. Well, we don't need it, do we? If I'm slow, yeah, there it is. So let's stop it. Or what if we could do the restart one? But now it started in here, didn't it? Whatever. Let's explore. So let's open 5. And it didn't crash. Right? We don't have to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do 7. No? Did it crash? It did crash. No? Well, I really don't have to do this because I could just type 1000, 2000, 3000 if I wanted to, you know. I'm almost doing that. So, right, we have to click this. So, I'm cheating because I don't want to do the reattach. So 5000 is supposed to crash, and it seems to have crashed. So let's do 4000. The difference here that we didn't actually get all the 41s everywhere this time. So it's not the same. The IP is not 41, 41, 41, 41. So I guess the question was, when does it crash? Not when do we get AAA into the EIP. So also, let's actually not do this. Let's start it the way we're supposed to start it and see if there's a difference. This is more interesting than testing different numbers. So if we encode 5 without having it, we get this. And if we do the same but we attach, so Alt A, double click, and encode 5, and yeah, so we have the same data. We don't get the AAAs in EIP. I should remember that you can't see this section of screen now. We could actually, I think this is less annoying, probably. We want to see the registers, right? Let's do 4 now. So I guess we stop here. I'm thinking that this way of starting it, CD. Nah, I don't remember the name. Better solution here. Pin to taskbar, right? There. Skip, encode. I'm getting the wrong line. I should just tab instead. And we Alt A, we double click, we tab to this, and we double click to 5. And this one should have not crashed. No, I should click the 4. So, seriously, is it like not opening it on double click now and that's why it didn't crash? Well, I guess you should be happy. So, this is crashed, definitely. But so encode and now do 4 at once, and I'm doing open this time. And I'm thinking if it doesn't crash, it should give us a message and it should work. It should say like, this is not the correct format of a WAV file, right? So sometimes my tabbing go to this, and sometimes it goes to the program. Yeah, I can't click this. We're at 4,000, so the error is the same as with 5,000. So I'm saying their answer is wrong. That's my opinion. So let's run this again and let's do the 3,000. And 3, open. And can I click more things? No, we still have an illegal exception with the 004100046. And if I go down here and click this, so it still crashes at 3,000, and then same. same way. Whatever. Like stop. Play. Skip. Encode. Let's actually do it without attaching. It still crashes, but it's quicker. Skip, encode, 1. This is what it's supposed to be like, right? So the only one it could handle really now was... So let's actually do this. This is not like broken or anything. It's just not working since it's not a real file, right? So it's just an old, not very good program. So it's closed because I closed it. Let's see if I can find the right start line here. Let's skip. Let's attach this time. And there we're attached. So now we're encoding the one that actually works, right? And we should see. Yeah, so we got an exception now too, but a new one. Divided by 0. So it is still not very... This is not what we got a second ago. The same file opening. It didn't crash then. So let's try the restart button again. No? Come on, I don't want to call this start line, I want Windows. Okay, so I'm going to change this. Oh. So what happened is it disconnected us. That's interesting. Network disconnect. So I was like, what's up? Let's try to connect to the same one. There's supposed to be 61 minutes left on this machine. But it seems to have crashed kind of big. No, it's still on. It's just extremely slow. And we might have a bit of a network problem. So if we look at this. Yeah. So we got another message here too. Let's maximize this again. And we don't have anything here. So it's something very much stopped working, right? I'll have to see my stream later, check it out. Also, the settings that I had made here, they're not working. This icon is here, but it's not minimizing it, is it? So let's just see if the taskbar settings are still set to automatically hide. No. So apparently at start or something they change it, right? So what I was actually going to do was, can't I drag this? No, it's locked. So let's drag it to the top instead, right? We can see it very easily. And it will hide and we will be able to get up here. So let's start this again. Let's, without attaching, load wave 1. And its attempt to do it, it doesn't seem to like crash. Not crash in a bad way. I can move the window. I obviously can click the buttons, right? So this is just the information text. I can stop it. It works. If we instead encode number 2 here. Open. Oh, this works too. But it's responsive. So this is so funny that it doesn't do the same thing with the same task. So now the 3 one crashed it. So we close it. Now we test the same thing again, but with attaching, right? So I'm sorry if I'm slow, but I want to explore the functionality of this program and, like, you know, test stuff. So if we click the encode and then we attach, come on, there. So less things running now, less processes. That's also interesting. And then we go to our, we can see it's the same box, not restarted or anything. Well, it could have restarted, but it's not reset. So what do we want to do? The 2 one worked while it crashed before for us when we were attached. Will this crash? Divide by 0. So when we're attached, we get divide by 0. When we're not attached, it works. So it's obvious that we're affecting the program functionality with our attaching to it, right? So I can't click this, it's dead. Now if I try the restart button, this is what made us disconnect before. So many things that could not work here, right? So before, yeah, so this is what crashed it before too. So error connect, transport failed, it disconnected again. So we disconnect it back. Let's see. I think that this might have been that it hadn't started yet. So we didn't get this message first time we connected. Well, it says connect time died, but that's when we disconnected, right? We can see this probably here in the times. Yeah, so this message is later, right? Almost an hour later. It's already 11:22. So let's maximize and wait for it to actually log in there. So let's not crash it again. Let's actually read what the next thing is. So it's not stable, it's not, we affect how the program runs by attaching to it too. Very much so, so much that just looking at the files crashes it, right? Not opening the file. Just when I was clicking the the fields where you have the files in the browser. Controlling EIP. So far, we have successfully fuzzed parameters and identified a valuable entry point. Our next step would be to precisely control what address gets placed in EIP, such that it gets executed when the program returns from the function with the ret instruction. To do so, we must first calculate our exact offset of EIP, which means how far away EIP is from the beginning of the input. Once we know the offset, we can fill the buffer leading to EIP with any junk data, and then place the instruction address we want to get executed in the EIP location. So, I'm thinking we have just done this for Linux several times, right? So, but I guess I'll read this anyway. There might be something new, you never know. Other people's one wasn't perfect, let's say that. EIP offset. There are many tricks we can find on the offset of EIP output. One way to do so is to send a buffer half filled with A's and half filled with B's. See which character fills EIP. If it fills with 41s, 42s, well, that's kind of a lot of work. Why just 2? We can repeat the same procedure. However, as you can imagine, this is not very fast or efficient method. We could use it in case the buffer is tens of thousands of characters in length. As we won't be able to use our second method in this type of case. Even then, we would use the halves method to find the general location of EIP in our buffer, and then we would use the second method to find its exact location. Now the method of finding EIP's offset is to use a unique pattern as our input and then seeing which values fill EIP to calculate precisely how far away from the beginning of our pattern. For example, we can send a pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to see which numbers would fill EIP. However, this is not a very practical method. Once numbers start getting larger, it will be difficult to know which number it is, since it's a part of one number and one's part of another number. Furthermore, as numbers start getting 2 and 3 digits long, they would no longer indicate the actual offset, since each number would fill multiple spaces. As we can see, using numbers as our pattern would not work. So why do they even say these things? The best way to calculate the exact offset of EIP is through sending a unique non-repeating pattern of characters, such as we can get. So we can view the characters of EIP and search for them in our unique pattern and know its exact position. Luckily, we don't have to manually code a script, because there's already one called pattern create. And we've used this before. So, we can generate a unique pattern create either in our HackTheBox instance or right within our debugger with the ERC plugin. To do so in HackTheBox, we can use the following command. Okay.
VR
But I wanted to
Mechatronics
see the
says.
new one.
Hey,
VR.
how is going code?
Yeah, it's going fine, but it's more buffer overflow than code, but it's going good. So we're playing around with a Windows machine here now, and when we're opening a WAV file that's too big, it crashes, and it ends up as our instruction pointer where to continue executing code. So we can do this. Only 5,000 won't work because, well, it didn't seem to, at least. We got another error than the AAs when we did 5,000. So we should really have tested 6,000 too. We can now feed this buffer to our program as WAV file. However, it's easier to do everything in Windows to avoid jumping between two VMs. So let's see if we can do the pattern with ERC. Yeah, this is what I want to do. Pattern. Create a non-repeating pattern. A pattern of pure ASCII characters can be generated up to 202. 22,277 and up to 66 special characters are used. Okay, yeah. The offset of particular string can be found inside the pattern by providing search string. So pattern search string must be at least 3 characters long. Yeah. So we have create and offset, similar to our scripts here, or rather here, right? So they're very careful of not saying what this is. let's continue. Right, so it's time to add stuff to the notes here. So we can use ERC to create non-repetitive patterns in x64 dbg x60. So we didn't really mention it here, so and x32 dbg, which we're actually using right now, so I thought I'd better mention it. And this is where we want this. So we can use ERC pattern C to get our pattern, and then we do the offset O. So actually let's copy this to the notes. That's horrible. First of all, this is what's the commands. There. So it's kind of obvious, right? How it works. So how are you, VR? How are you today? I hope you're having a great day. Did you go training anymore? This pattern is the same as we get with MSF pattern create tool. We can now go to the desktop to find our saved file. However, to do that, we'll start building our exploit we keep developing. So I'm kind of thinking, so let's actually test this, I guess. So let's hop back to this. And we have this here now. And
Yesterday I was at training, and today I'm testing beer and chat plugins in Xcode.
oh. Yeah, it's good to not train every day. Just do it. And enjoy life in between too. Because training is also nice. So, what if we do ERC here? Yeah, I thought so. So, we're supposed to run this in here. It didn't say anything about where, how, or I skipped that part. Let's see. We want to use the following command. Log. So I'm comparing this log. So here is where I'm supposed to run it. I can just see on the image that they're on log. That doesn't say. That's bad. That's ugly. Also, where are we? So can we do normal commands here? So you're in the wrong screen. So there. So what if I just do ls here? What if I do dir here? Yeah, so this is not a normal command prompt. We don't have stuff like that. commands are comma separated like assembly instructions. And then they have move EBX as example, which is not a comma separated. It's a comma in the command, but not comma separated commands. Well, let's do ERC. First, let's see if we can do it lowercase. Yes. So we don't have to mess about with uppercase. That's nice. So I'm going to actually add more stuff to the notes at once, because I will be stopping in like 5 minutes because I have to make food for my kids before we go to school. Let's see. Now I'm frying hot dogs and stuff, so it's too long to just pause. Yeah, let's do ERC. Run ERC at on the log tab at the command line. Right, this was missing from the other thing. So it's kind of obvious that we need to do something like this, but they should still say it, right? This is all the thing we have. So, ERC, C, and is it just a number, or do I need to do L like the other one? No, it's just C. I need to do pattern too, because it can do other stuff than patterns. So, pattern. We can also look up here. Here we have the pattern bit. So I was thinking, does it have a short command? But I don't see any short commands. It seems to be just the long ones. We can also see if pattern is case sensitive now. We're testing. So let's do actually 10,000. Because I don't think 5,000 was enough. Let's actually do 5,000 just to test if it's actually not consistent. So it just did probably error here. Must be attached to a process to use ERC. So okay, let's attach. Let's start the program. And I don't see the reason why we need to attach, since what we're going to do F5 works too. What we're going to do is not connected at all. So now we got our pattern. ERC and register. Come on, ERC registered. So hexadecimal. So it has several ways of showing it. But it keeps putting these characters. This is not good. Yeah, so we're not using this. This is not good. Are they using something else? We're going to use Metasploit's one. Let's see here. Did they find anything else? Yeah, they have this format. This is crap. You know? We don't want to have to edit it. So if we just use, and it seems to be in, but this is local. So I don't think they have Metasploit on the Windows machine. So let's just hop over here and do it. So we used it like yesterday. No, we didn't. Let's just do. Actually, we have the notes open. Why not use them? So I have this in my notes, of course, to create pattern. Here we have create pattern for different, but this is a path that works for my machine, so I don't have to. We don't have to put it in a file either. So let's just copy that. And let's just paste it here. And it found the right one, or rather from the history. So we're going to do 5,000 then. And now we get a long string that actually is kind of easy to copy compared to the other one. So let's just copy, go back to the Windows one, and instead of having to remove all these characters, this is messy. And it's supposed to be the same, but they gave us this format too. It might be useful sometime. Anyway, let's just skip and let's make this a file. We want it to be, we tested here before with print. Let's arrow up. So no, we're in the wrong one. So tab. So I have to remember to go up. So PowerShell should have its history. This is where we added things. So I'm just going to change this to NR for non-random. Very, very pretty name that I will never remember. Oh my god, print. So my problem here was indeed the making parentheses with the wrong keyboard. I have the right keyboard now. Oh, nice, nice. So let's just paste it here. So we have all of the things, the non-repeating string, and we just make that file. So let's go back up and make sure we are attached. It is started. We encode. We select the NR file here. We open it. And yeah, as I thought, it doesn't crash in the right way with just 5,000 characters. We need to redo this. And we don't really have the time, but we're going to take the time to quickly... my god. Up. So we know that 10,000 works. I will have to redo this anyway. So we're copying that, we're tabbing over to this. We're going to have to stop this because it crashed. We're starting it again. We're attaching again. I'm sorry if I'm quick now. We're going to just do the same thing and see. Let's change this again to NR2 or Alt10. It's not like I'm going to have to type that again. It's funny that it worked with my keyboard language now. So let's just paste it, and there we have a new file. And let's not tab because we'll hop over to the other machine probably. Let's encode NR10, open, and this should crash. I shouldn't be able to click anything. And we should see a crash. I'm like, didn't I do it the same way? So we keep getting the wrong exception. Or rather, yeah, this is the same one we got when we had another number of characters. So now I don't have the time to check it out. Sorry, I can't do it now. I have to go fry some hot dogs. That's too bad. We'll just disconnect from this because we in the memory later.